If you want to keep your gun rights, then you really better wake up. I'm David Almond. Thanks for watching. So I got an email the other day asking me why "you better wake up" is sort of my little tagline or slogan. Well, the truth is it's not a tagline or a slogan. I really mean that. We better wake up, get together, get ourselves organized, and get prepared for the freight train that's going to be coming at us at some point in the future, and it might not be all that long. And this right here is exactly what I'm talking about. It's a very good example. Take a look at this. That's a screenshot from a news article that I saw the other day. Everytown for Gun Safety is going to train kids on how to run for political office in the future. It's basically a future gun hater politician training academy. Now, for those of you that don't know, I'm sure you do, but just in case you don't, Everytown for Gun Safety is sort of the parent company of Moms Demand Action. It's the one that New York billionaire Michael Bloomberg, who hates your gun rights and wants to take them away, he just wrote a $50 million check to Shannon Watts to get this thing up off the ground. So that's who Everytown for Gun Safety is. Well, they're starting a training program to teach students how to be anti-gun politicians. In other words, they're training future Joe Bidens, future Nancy Pelosi's, future Chuck Schumer's, future Beto's. They're going to train these people who hate your gun rights and want to take your guns away, even though they deny it. Yes, they do, and we all know it. They're training these people on how to win elections. And here's something that was disconcerting to me. I've been a gun rights activist. I've really been fighting for our gun rights for almost 10 years now. They've had this program for adults for some time now. It's called Demand Deceit. This new one is Demand Deceit Student Edition. I had no idea, and I've been in the gun rights fight for quite a while. I'm the vice president of Open Carry Texas. I've been doing this for a little bit, and I had no idea. I've gone nose to nose with those Moms Demand Action women at the Texas State Capitol 1,000 times. I had no idea that they have had this training program for older people that are old enough to run for office right now, to teach them how to win elections and then institute their anti-gun, anti-Second Amendment, gun hater policies. Why don't we have something like that? Why doesn't the gun rights community have something like that? Why don't we have some kind of something to teach people who want to stand up for our gun rights how to? It's beyond me. I have no idea why we don't have something like that. I will say this, folks. It's a good idea. It's something we ought to invest a little time and money in. Folks, the last thing in the world that we need to do is fight amongst ourselves. So you are never going to hear me criticize other gun groups on this channel. You're never going to hear me do that, because we need to stick together. And even there are some that I don't agree with. I don't think they're aggressive enough. They're not defiant enough. They don't fight back hard enough. I think we need to get out there and just say, hell no, no matter what. That's the message we need to send to these people, because they're not interested in talking. But anyway, there are groups that I don't think push hard enough, but you're not going to hear me criticize them. We need to stick together. Having said that, when I see that we need to push harder, when I see that we need to be more aggressive and more defiant and tell them, hell no, well, that's exactly what I'm going to stand up and do. And if other gun organizations won't do that, then I will. That's the whole reason that I'm starting the American Gun Foundation, is to go out there and actually kick ass and take names, win the fight for gun rights. And if we, like I said in the first video, if we have to do it state by state, county by county, that's exactly what we do. I read an article earlier today about the sheriff of Livingston County, Michigan, who came right out and said he is not going to enforce all of that new stuff that their anti-gun governor just signed into law a few days ago. He's not going to enforce all that gun control. And he said it publicly. Well, when a man does that, when a sheriff stands up and says, you are not violating the Second Amendment rights of the people in my county, we need to back him up in every way. We need to back him up in every way, and we need to do it publicly. And that's what the American Gun Foundation is all about. Taking their their little junior gun hater training academy and countering it. Putting something in place to counteract that. Every time a good man stands up for our gun rights, to back him up and to do all of these things publicly. Why isn't there a pro-gun activist on TV every single day railing about this stuff? Why not do an interview on CNN? I will. I'm not afraid of them. And just so you heard that, CNN, I ain't scared of you. Invite me on and see what happens. I don't care who you have against me, but please put whatever, Dana Bash, but I really don't care who it is. Now that you've got rid of Don Lemon, I can't shred him, which I would. But in any case, this is why I'm asking you to join the American Gun Foundation. This is why we need your help. I can't do this without you. I'm one guy with a mic and a camera. I'm willing to lead something. I'm willing to get out there and stick my neck out, but I can't do it without you. And the number one thing that I need you to do, if you don't do anything else, share these videos. Help me spread the word around, because if we don't all come together, unite, and sort of group our power together, you know the old saying, there's strength in numbers. Well, there really is. Well, if we don't come together and use our power collectively, eventually they're going to pick us off one at a time. Now, right now, it is absolutely true that it seems like we've got the Supreme Court on our side, but you and I both know the day is going to come when we don't. 10 years ago, we didn't have the Supreme Court on our side. And before that, it really was not on our side. Don't forget, remember their original 94 to 2004 assault weapons ban, the one Joe Biden likes to brag about? Well, remember, that got taken all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court ruled it was perfectly fine. You want to see a repeat of that? I don't. And eventually, the people will be on the Supreme Court who are willing to do it. You got to remember, these gun haters don't respect the Second Amendment. They take their own personal opinion about how things ought to be and reverse engineer an excuse to rule that way. That's how they render their decisions. Well, what are we going to do when we have 6 of those on the Supreme Court instead of 6 who respect the Second Amendment? We better be ready for that. And that's why I ask you to join the American Gun Foundation. Get with me and let's go get this thing done. State by state, county by county if we have to. Whatever it takes, we defend our gun rights so we can pass them down to our kids and grandkids. And that's the bottom line. Again, the links to the articles, the links to the crowdfunding campaign, the Facebook page, the Twitter page, all of that's going to be down in the description box. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, contribute if you can, and let's go get this done. I'm David Ahmed. Thanks for watching.